What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for another Manchester City match review, match reaction and match analysis. Manchester City are the FA Cup champions for the 2022-2023 season, and the only thing I want to say is Ilkay Gundogan needs a lifetime contract. There we go, end of the video. See you later, thanks for watching. Oh man, but anyway, before we do crack on with all my thoughts for this game, make sure, like always, if you are enjoying the content, do subscribe. Social media links, they're in the description below and sliding across at the bottom of the screen if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. Email also in the description too. If you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries, leave a thumbs up, that would be fantastic. 200 likes is the aim, and do let me know your thoughts as well in the comments below. Finally, this video is sponsored and it is brought to you by Kitbag. You can go and check them out. They've got all the latest Manchester City winning memorabilia from the FA Cup. The link to them is in the description. Go and check them out. Anyone that does check them out and uses my link and makes any purchases or anything on there does help to support the future content created here on my channel. So any help towards that would be much appreciated. And thank you to everybody for the continued support with all my sponsors throughout this season. So let's crack on then with this video. We'll start off first with the first talking points, which is obviously the team selection when it came out an hour before kick-off. Manchester City had the biggest calls we had. We already knew Ortega Moreno was starting ahead of Ederson in goal. Hasn't conceded a single goal in the FA Cup this season until this game. It has to come from a penalty spot with a decision that quite frankly just blows my mind. But we'll talk more about that in just a couple of moments. But other than that, the only other big call that Pep Guardiola had to make was we had two slots, because obviously Ruben Dias is going to be starting for Manchester City at centre-back. So the other question is, we've got three top-quality centre-backs in the form of Manuel Akanji, Nathan Ake and Kyle Walker. Which of them three players are going to be starting? Only two positions available. Someone has to miss out, and it was Nathan Ake that ended up missing out. So I'm wondering, will Nathan Ake get the nod next week, or will we go unchanged? It's the same team that beat Real Madrid, of course. It's got the job done here at the FA Cup final, and to be honest, why would you change a winning formula? If it's got the job done at home against Madrid, it's got the job done against United in a neutral venue, why would you change that up next week against Inter Milan? And I think that's desperately unlucky for Nathan Ake. It's desperately unlucky for any of the players, really, that does end up missing out in Istanbul and starting that game. So it's all about working hard in training and see where they go from there with the players, and see if Pep maybe wants to change things. Or let's not forget, Inter Milan do play a little bit differently to what other teams in the Premier League do. So Pep Guardiola may want to maybe change one or two things. So there's still a little bit of hope there for the likes of Nathan Ake that he could still start in that game. We will have to wait and see. Speaking about what happened in the game and what might be Man City's approach and what Man City's game plan would be, and I was wondering, are City going to come out of the blocks? Are they going to come out flying at United, push really hard, grab that opening goal and do what we did against Real Madrid? Or we're going to see two teams trying to suss each other out? It's going to be a very nip and tuck close game. In the end, we kind of saw both in the first half. Long ball played forward from Ortega Moreno, flicked on from Haaland, not dealt with by United. 14 seconds, the quickest goal ever in an FA Cup final. And it was a brilliant finish from Ilkay Gundogan. Absolutely brilliant. Takes it first time on the volley into the back of the net. You couldn't ask for a sweeter hit than what Ilkay Gundogan produced from that volley. 14 seconds in for Manchester City. And once again, we're getting back to this moment where Gundogan's contract expires in less than 30 days. Man City potentially could lose Gundogan for free. And what a loss he will be, because every time there's big, important moments for Manchester City, Gundogan steps up and makes it happen time and time and time again. He is a criminally underrated player who's written himself right into the Manchester City history books, and it will be a very, very sad day should it be Gundogan's last game for Manchester City next week in Istanbul against Inter Milan, because he's still worthy of starting in our starting 11. He's still producing the goods on the pitch for Manchester City. Why would you not be sitting down with Gundogan and asking, how long of a contract do you want, and negotiating it from there? 12-month extension when teams are willing to give him 2 years, maybe even 3. He's like fine wine. He's just getting better and better and better for what he's done for Manchester City. Lifetime contract for Ilkay Gundogan. Now, as the first half started to develop, Grealish had a slice shot that went wide. Erling Haaland couldn't get his foot onto the end of an opportunity that came into the box. But these weren't half chances. These were just forced opportunities for City. And it was all about City in the first 20 minutes. Rodri went very close with a header from a set piece put in from Kevin De Bruyne. But once them 20 minutes had gone by and City didn't find that killer second goal, United started to grow more and more into the game. They were having a little bit more possession. They were working their way forward, and it ended up being what I was expecting this FA Cup final to be, which is Manchester City and Manchester United kind of just cancelling each other out. Both not wanting to overcommit, both not wanting to... Because it was a big tactical battle going on here between Pep and Erik Ten Hag, that it was just cancelling each other out, and it was always just going to be about them special moments and fine margins that's going to decide this game and who's going to be clinical in front of goal. And Manchester United found their equaliser 33 minutes in through Bruno Fernandes from the penalty spot. So let's speak about that penalty. Now, I said it on my live stream and I'm sticking by what I said. Jack Grealish goes to try and win the header against Wan-Bissaka. It's slightly ahead of Jack Grealish, slightly behind him, so it goes over the top. Jack Grealish is then backpedaling. Is his arm in an unnatural position? Well, if you're challenging in the air and something's behind you and you're backpedaling and your arms are... You're trying to find the balance. To find balance when you're running in full motion, your arms can't always be by your side. Was it deliberate handball? Absolutely not. It was an accident. And I was saying it in my stream. The referees, this is where the problem is, because they need to find a ruling of what is handball and what isn't, because at the moment it doesn't seem like there's any case of ball to hand. To me, handball has to be deliberate. It has to be the arm is stopping something from happening in a motion that's deemed to be deliberate, either moving your arm towards the ball or moving it purposefully away from your body to stop the ball from being moved in. It wasn't. It hit Jack Grealish's fingers in the motion of him finding his balance from trying to win an aerial duel that he didn't win, and it was harsh. And what's even more frustrating is there's loads of examples of this happening throughout the Premier League season where penalties aren't given, and to the rule book it is a penalty, which is why I didn't complain about it, because Jack Grealish's arm, when your arm is up in the penalty area and the ball hits the arm, you are giving the referee a reason to give the penalty, and that's why VAR have asked the referee to go and look at it, and that's why the referee gave the penalty. I don't think the problem here is through Jack Grealish, and whether you agree if it's a penalty or not. I think the problem sits here with the rule that they're not crystal clear on what is handball and what isn't, and it's certainly something that needs to be improved on, in my opinion, in the summer from the referee and officials, and clarity on what is and what isn't handball, because that is one of the harshest penalties, and that could have cost Manchester City the FA Cup. It could cost Manchester City the treble. That decision could have, for something as stupid as I challenged someone in the air, and as I was backpedaling, my hand was out and the ball flicked my fingers. It didn't interfere with anything. It wasn't a great ball in from Wan-Bissaka, and it all round just was harsh. To the book, it was a penalty. Was it deliberate handball? Absolutely not. Bruno Fernandes gives the eyes to Ortega Moreno. He commits, and so it just strokes it into the opposite side and sends the keeper the wrong way for an equaliser for United. City came out second half and looked like they wanted it more than Manchester United, moving the ball much better. Manchester City were finding the space much better. They were defending better than what Manchester United were, and across the whole park, I thought Manchester City played this game better than what Manchester United did, and it all comes down to fine margins. I was fully expecting this game to be a very close game. It doesn't surprise me at all that there's only one goal separated these two teams, and who else but lifetime contract himself, Ilkay Gundogan, this time on his left foot with another volley chipped in from De Bruyne from a free kick that was sent in, and finds a good connection. And I think David De Gea every single day of the week should be saving that shot from Gundogan, but he doesn't, and it gives Manchester City the FA Cup, which I'm delighted to say, with a good defensive display from Manchester City in that second half, they managed to see out the job and got the job done. And what a great experience it is for the players. They get to continue their momentum of winning the Premier League and now winning the FA Cup and having a domestic double. This is the best preparation that we have of winning the Champions League. These matches against Brighton and against Brentford, Who cares? Wasn't Manchester City's strongest 11 out there. Nobody's learned anything from that. Has no impact on Manchester City whatsoever. Pep Guardiola, he was right. The players now ready and fresh. They get another week off. They get to enjoy this. They get to celebrate. I'm sure for the next 2 or 3 days, the players now will be going out, having some drinks, enjoying themselves before all focus gets down to Istanbul. And Manchester City now are in a position we're 90 minutes away, not just from winning the Champions League for the first time ever. We are now 90 minutes away from replicating what Manchester United did in 1999. Premier League, tick. FA Cup, tick. Champions League, pending. Final next Saturday, June 10th, City against Inter Milan, Istanbul, where more history can be written by Manchester City. 2 down, 1 to go. What a time to be a Manchester City fan. Thank you so much for everybody for watching. Much appreciated. Do leave your thoughts in the comments below. Leave a thumbs up. That would be much appreciated as well. 200 likes is the aim. Subscribe if you're new around here. Plenty more Manchester City content to come, including daily Manchester City transfer updates coming in a couple of weeks. Got a transfer update coming up tomorrow. We've got all the build up to the Champions League final for you guys to enjoy as well. So loads more City content to come. So do subscribe if you haven't already. Also, don't forget as well to go and check out my social media links. They're in the description below and sliding across at the bottom of the screen if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. Also, don't forget to go and check out my TikTok link. That's in the description. And finally, I want to say a big thank you to Kitbag for sponsoring today's video. As I said, they've got all the Manchester City winning the FA Cup memorabilia out for you guys. Go and check it out. Please use my link as that does help to support the future content created here on my channel. And anything that does take your fancy, go and purchase it on Kitbag using my link. That would be absolutely brilliant. As I said, it does support all the content that I do produce for you guys. And I'll see you all again real soon. Tomorrow, we'll be back, transfer update. For now, going to go and celebrate Manchester City doing a domestic double. T-word. We could talk about it. Treble, 90 minutes away. Inter Milan, see ya. Istanbul, June 10th. Manchester City, ready and waiting. History awaits. I believe we can do it. Do you? Let me know in the comments below. I've been JSGC. Thank you so much for watching. I hope everyone is safe and well. Peace. Ciao for now.